Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to DC's Harley Quinn. I started the show last week, and I fell in love with it pretty much instantly, and now we are continuing with episode 2 of season 1, titled A High Bar. Last time we had Till Death Do Us Part, and we had the separation of Joker and Harley Quinn. That seems to be the story they're going for. Like the story, like it's a show similar to Birds of Prey, centered around Harley Quinn and her kind of search and her journey towards independence and like a healthier lifestyle, like believing in herself and stuff. So it started off with her actually still being in a relationship with Joker, but then actually us as the audience seeing exactly what he puts her through for his own gain, pardon me, and for his own benefit. Like he lets her get captured, and then he leaves her in Arkham for like pretty much like just over a year, and then when she finally does get out, it's because Poison Ivy actually busts her out. We met Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is gonna seemingly have like a heavily featured role in this show, which I am super duper looking forward to. Her and Harley are gonna get along great. I can already tell that the first episode alone had me hooked on Poison. I don't know. Is there a ship name for them yet? I don't know. I mean, because like they are together in the comics, so that seems to be the relationship they're going forth and establishing in this show. So I don't know exactly what the ship name is or what a ship name could be. Like Harley Ivy, Poison Quinn. I don't know. I might have to look that up. On Tumblr or something. See if there's actually like a ship name. I mean, there must be a ship name for them. There has to be like a ship name for them. But whatever it is, I am as of yet unaware of it. So gonna have to do a little bit of a Google search for that. But yeah, Poison Ivy worked pretty much the entire episode to kind of show Harley and to prove to her to kind of liberate her from Joker's kind of mental chains that he had wrapped around her, and she did so to the extent of actually setting up a fake kind of villain thing with the Riddler, to prove that Joker would actually always choose Batman over her because he was deep, like he cared more about Batman and being Batman's arch nemesis and all that kind of stuff more than he actually cared about actually getting along with Harley and actually giving her credit where credit was due and treating her like a normal fucking human being, which it seems only Ivy is capable of. So yeah, so she busted them out, and then now she's moved in with Ivy, and Ivy has a plant, Frank the Plant, who's just absolutely hilarious. He's absolutely mind-bogglingly hilarious. He has sentience. I think he's like a super plant that was saved. Well, he's like a plant made super and saved from the destruction of the public park by Ivy. So he gained sentience, and he has just a whole load of sass, bucket loads of sass, all on his own. So looking forward to seeing more interactions with him. But yeah, we met Calendar Man. He's going to be in this too. Killer Croc. He was at Arkham Asylum too, so he was with them all, even when the breakout happened. So far, I think we've met like a fair amount of kind of Gotham's villains, but I don't know who else we might see. Like, because I think Poison Ivy, I think it's very clear that Poison Ivy is clearly much more of like an anti-hero than she's a villain. Like the stuff she does gets her onto Batman's radar, but she's not inherently like an evil temptress or a villain or whatever. She's like an anti-hero with her own agendas and stuff. So yeah, I mean, she doesn't really get along with humanity, but humanity sucks anyway, so you can't really blame her for that. But Harley is the exception. Harley is the one exception to her hatred and her kind of disdain towards humanity. So that alone, again, is what kind of is what I look forward to seeing, kind of driving this relationship forward through the show and seeing where they take us. But she fought back after realizing the truth. She fought back and took out a bunch of his goons and even took down his precious, Joker lair, whatever it was called, and then left him alive because she swore to actually make him watch as she became the new kind of queen of Gotham. She took over Gotham alongside Ivy and stuff. So yeah, the fight and the journey towards independence and presumably even a relationship with Ivy even begins now. So yeah, that is pretty much all I've got. So I think it's a very different show. Like I said last time, it's more different from the shows I'm used to reacting to. It's much shorter, much more fast paced, but equally as fun. Very much equally as fun. I love like the blend of the action and the humor and the kind of maturity to it too. Like they're not really holding stuff back. It's very clearly not like a show for like younger audiences and stuff, despite being like a cartoon. But it's great, and I can't wait to see more. So that is exactly what we're going to do. So on to episode 2. This will be the highlight reel, as always, so if you guys want to catch the full-length, uncut version of this reaction, then you can catch that one over on Patreon. So, yeah, on to episode 2. A Hyber. Let's go.
Heard they tried an open relationship thing, which everybody knows.
Scarecrow!
Your idle gossip distracts me.
Bane! I just noticed that. Scarecrow and Bane.
Punish Gotham for its transgressions.
You got a killer new outfit. You started meditating.
No, I haven't started. I just downloaded the app.
That's the first step. You're a strong, independent
That's exactly the
woman
point
who
where I'm
doesn't
at.
care what
Downloaded
other
the app.
people think.
Just haven't
Right? Who cares what Joker and his stupid Legion of Doom buddies think?
Please do not do this.
Please do that shit.
I'm just gonna show those guys how awesome I'm doing without him. It'll be so fun. And
Frank.
you can meet a hot guy and use your cool love potion.
This isn't a love potion. It's my distilled pheromones. It makes men
Ooh.
infatuated with me and then kills them by turning them into plants.
Right. A love potion.
What does it do to girls then?
No.
Does it keep them alive?
Stop.
Oh, a tiger. Okay. Oh, sunglasses. Happy bar mitzvah, Joshua. Oh, crap. Oh, Two-Face. Oh my god.
Did you know that this party children?
Joshua Cobblepot. Oh
Although
my
technically,
god.
one boy becomes
From
a
Penguin
man
side of the
together.
family. Yeah. Penguin.
Kite Man?
I think you're alone.
Hell yeah!
Because this is the Legion of Doom table. Why don't you go find the crazy bitch table?
Spoiler, it's not a real table.
That was implied.
Who wants to ditch this jester and tear up Gotham with me? This table's too far away from the dance floor anyway.
Oh god, don't floss away. Don't.
Can you believe
That
it?
doesn't always
You know
work,
what,
Carly.
I'll sit with you guys.
It's because my powers are wind-based.
You don't have powers. You just have a kite like every kid in every park across the world. And she doesn't want to do a heist with you because you're stupid.
You think I'm stupid?
I mean, don't you?
No cuts.
Stop.
Oh,
Let's get real
damn.
For a second. The Gotham Mint is impenetrable.
Girlfriend
They're
goals.
so
Relationship
confident
goals.
They rented the atrium out. Don't leave me alone here because I. Oh.
Oh,
Party's a drag,
Christ.
huh?
Oh, he said he's got a...
Go away, fragile child.
Hey, how about we ditch this shindig and sneak into a PG-13 movie?
I can't believe they're actually trying that as actual pickup
I
lines.
stole your juice and I gave it to these kids.
Oh no.
You're an idiot. That potion makes people fall in love with me and then kills them.
Oh yeah, the
Yes,
kids are gonna
what
die.
What do you think, you kite fucking freak? My name is Poison Ivy.
Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Ugh.
We gotta get an antidote before these kids die. It's in my apartment across town, so we need to get there quick.
Well, they've really turned into plants, just
Kite.
walking
Oh, God.
Groot human
Fine,
hybrids.
button.
You need to stop doing
Chicken is
that.
robbery.
To become a crime lord. So today, I forced that dream onto you.
Gotham Chuckle Hut's finest improvisers. And stealing that cashola, otherwise known as...
Joshua Bucks?
Oh
Oh,
crap.
no.
Go Josh!
Oh hell no.
Hey, Joshy, muzzle.
This is fantastic. You're probably not laughing because this is sort of how you screw up.
Ruined the bank mitzvah.
Crippled an improv troupe.
And that's our show, folks.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll get the antidote, and just don't touch anything.
Literally, do not touch anything. One simple job: don't touch a thing. Did he touch some? Wait, why are all his clothes off? Oh, his pants are off. Oh no, I don't want to see this.
Hell yeah.
I do not want to see
What
that.
are you doing?
Getting ready to have sex.
Why?
Because after a great date, you usually have sex.
This was not a date. This was not a date.
Sorry. I was gonna say something, but I wanted to see how all this played out.
Oh, shut up, Frank.
Excuse me, if this wasn't a date, why'd you bring me back to your place?
For the antidote.
She was
I thought that
literally
was so
getting the
hot.
Why would I
anti.
use a line on you?
I don't know. I mean, why would you even have me come? I mean, a cab would have been faster. You know it. I know it. We all know it.
Jesus, get dressed.
After all, you've already finger banged somebody.
Wait,
Oh yeah,
what?
apparently.
I mean, you have, haven't you? You didn't lie about such an important milestone, right?
Yeah, it happened.
Are you sure?
Using his own toxic masculinity against him. That's a hell of a weapon. Also, I've wondered, I actually kind of recognize the voice behind Scarecrow, I think. I'm not too sure.
Creepy? It did.
Yeah.
It indeed.
Right.
Yeah, I think I kind of recognize it. It sounds familiar, but not. Can't place my finger on it.
And it's the only thing I wanted!
Oh, Christ. No, her girlfriend's coming to save her. Oh my god.
Hey, did they do cake yet?
Yeah. There we go.
I
Ooh.
thought that was gonna be way cooler.
It was super cool, don't worry, it was super cool.
You're not just boys.
Oh no, not the Legion of Doom. Scarecrow and Two-Face. You got Bane. Oh, Venomized Bane. Venomized Bane. Yeah.
Well, I'll take,
Okay, there we go. Boom. Oh, spreading his fear toxin to everyone else. Giving his fear toxin to everyone else. Oh.
In fact, why did any of you let him talk to you like that? He doesn't even have powers.
Yeah.
His only power is bullying you into doing what he wants.
Oh, give me Bane beating up Joker. Give me Bane beating Joker.
She's nothing.
She makes a good point. I don't like how you called me a monster.
Yeah, that was pretty harsh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I recognize that voice.
Also, let's talk about dinner. I selected the beef well in advance and you stole it from me. You said you didn't even want to come to this stupid thing. My feelings exactly. This is a monumental night for young Joshua.
I'm the Joker. So I can just kill your friend.
Absolutely.
Girlfriends protect each
Over my
other.
dead body.
Yeah, girlfriends protect each other.
Friendships.
Oh, damn. Oh, yes, Venus flytraps.
Whoops, hold on.
When we were leaving, Bane said, "You go, girl."
No, he distinctly said, "Ooh, Go-Gurt."
Oh, what, they had Go-Gurt? Oh, man.
What you need to do is get these 13-year-old boys out of this apartment. They're starting to
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Okay,
I thought we gave them
boys.
the antidote.
So I got the antidote to turn you back into humans, okay? But the only effective way of doing it is when my saliva interacts with your saliva.
She has to
Ew,
kiss
is this
the.
a kiss? No,
no.
it's not a kiss. It is an antidote delivery system.
Can't you just
nothing
swab
more.
them?
You will
Put your
still be
one
sexless
swab
nerds by
into
the time the night
mouths
is over,
and everything?
okay?
Because it's
Yeah.
saliva, right? It doesn't have to be like your actual lips.
Yeah.
Oh,
I kissed the other
yeah,
buddy.
yeah. No, don't fucking try it.
a little bit tree.
Ah, fuck off. Yeah, fuck off, kid.
Jeez. Okay, that ending was definitely something. I'm gonna wait till the credits just a little bit. Okay, I think I missed it. I definitely missed it. Because I want to see something. Like I said. Yeah. So okay, Poison Ivy, Kite Man, Frank the Plant, Alan Tudyk is the Joker. Okay, I did not see that one coming. I could not detect that one bit. Unless he's one of those actors, unless I actually see his face in the role, I can't detect his voice. He's one of those kinds of actors. I can't detect his voice as him. So, yeah. Bane, Two-Face, Joshua Ping, and Scarecrow. Ah, okay, yeah, Rahul Kohli is Scarecrow. I knew I recognized that voice. I knew I recognized that British Indian voice. Rahul Kohli, okay, from iZombie and a bunch of other stuff. And I think he's in the he's in the new Haunting, the Haunting of Bly Manor. I think he's in that too. I've seen screenshots of him in that. But yeah, him, Rahul Kohli. Okay, boy's going up in the world. He's in comic book stuff now, but I think he is like a huge kind of pop culture nerd and everything. So it's cool to see him in this. I think iZombie is the earliest thing I remember seeing him in. But I mean, to be honest, even then I haven't seen all of iZombie. Just like a bit of the first season, enough to actually recognize that he is in that. And then I think I've seen screenshots of him in The Haunting of Bly Manor, which I will soon be checking out, so I look forward to that too. But yeah, Rahul Kohli is Scarecrow. Yeah, again, like it was the Britishness in the voice of Scarecrow. Like Scarecrow, I was like, okay, I expect him to be American, but then a British voice comes out, and I was like, okay, a British actor, maybe he's someone I might recognize. And then the more I listen to it, the more it's like, okay, yeah, I've definitely heard this voice somewhere before. I just need to pinpoint that kind of demographic. So yeah, Rahul Kohli. So we met a bunch more villains. In this episode. We met Scarecrow, we met Bane, Penguin, Two-Face, and I think he's not exactly, I don't know if he's actually a villain more than just like a superhero. But we also met Kite Man. So yeah, so we met pretty much what is pretty much the led by the Joker, the Legion of Doom, and they have their own base with a break room and everything. Like that opening scene was very clearly set in a break room where there's like a coffee machine and everything like that. But Bane and Two-Face and Penguin and everyone else in this. So Penguin was holding his son's bar mitzvah, Joshua Cobblepot's bar mitzvah in this. I did not pin Penguin for a Jewish guy. I think I don't know what his backstory is besides from being a really short, pointy-nosed dude that hates Batman. I don't really know, besides from being Oswald Cobblepot, coming from a family, like a background of wealth similar to Bruce Wayne. I don't really know much of what his backstory actually is. But he was featured in this, and his family was featured in this, and pretty much the entire Legion of Doom was, like an entire group of supervillains were invited to a teenage boy's bar mitzvah. So yeah, this show knows how to do unfiltered comedy. It knows how to do unfiltered comedy and how to do it right. So yeah, Bane. I think Bane. He has the actor has the voice nailed. I think the entire every time he talked, I was kind of somewhat imagining Tom Hardy's Bane. With the muffled voice and everything. So yeah, the fact that they use that in this particular context, again, this is a show that doesn't take itself too seriously. It shows off a much more humorous and laid back side to all these kind of characters and their stories and everything. So it's not like something you'd expect to see in a Batman movie or anything like that. So it was cool to actually see them exploring this kind of side in this. But yeah, so we met the Legion of Doom, and the Legion of Doom is now who Harley is the group that Harley wants to join to become an officially established badass within Gotham. So that's her new plan, to join them. So with Joker, I think Joker, the way they went with him in this is that he's refusing to accept defeat. He refuses to accept defeat, but he also refuses to he does it in the sense of refusing to let people believe or even hear that he might have been dumped, that he might have been the one dumped by Harley, because I think his whole shtick is that he's better than Harley and that he's the superior one. He can't possibly be dumped or dropped by his sidekick of all people. So he needs people to know that he's the one who actually dumped her and let off some kind of loose baggage or whatever. So he went to the length of actually blowing up I don't know. I think the guy was a chef. It was like some kind of talk show, like Good Morning Gotham or something. It was not like a talk show, but the guy was a chef, so like a city famous kind of chef on live TV. He blew him up, and stuff. So yeah, so he did that to send the message, and then that very much upset Frank the Plant and Ivy. I think Frank the Plant in this episode, he's such a little shit. He's such a little dick. He would tell you stuff. He would actually warn you ahead of time, but he just wants to see how stuff plays out, and he's all about. He's just such a little shit stirrer. He's such a little shit stirrer, and he's always wanting to see. He always wants to see how things play out and what how people react, and always encouraging the more dramatic side of things and stuff. So I love seeing him so far. I love him in the show so far. But yeah, so we had the Legion of Doom. Yeah, and the Legion of Doom, even Harley, like encouraging the Legion of Doom to stand up to Joker. All of them, especially Bane. I figured Bane would have his moment of actually standing up to Joker and be like, oh, you called me a monster. Or you called me this and that and the other thing. So that kind of stuff I don't really appreciate. And even him going even further back and be like, you knew. You explicitly knew that I ordered the beef before you, and then you took my meal anyway and left me, just on the sidelines without any food, and said you didn't even want to come to this stupid thing. Like the way, like with his voice and with the kind of background you expect from him, that is not the kind of thing you'd expect from him. Like you would not expect Bane to actually care about what other people think of him. To see this side of him coming out again, it's just really really well crafted kind of humor. Like the villain with feelings, the villain that actually has emotions and whatnot. So yeah, and even the others agreeing with him, like like Two-Face and Scarecrow being like, well, she's got a good point. You are a bit of a dick sometimes. So so I feel like that could be how Harley gets to the Legion, how Harley gets through to the other members of the Legion, being like, okay, you all know how he treats you under his leadership. He treats you as like secondhand thugs, and like he's better than you, and he's the brains behind everything, that he's the best of the best and everything. But with Harley and Ivy, they could like their sales pitch could be like, oh, you could like rise above the ranks, and we could all be equals, and Gotham will fear us all, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think it might just be like her trying to find a way to actually get through to them and to see that Joker isn't the great guy that he wants everyone to see him as. So yeah, I think there's also like a really well balanced level of self-awareness in this episode, in this show so far as a whole too. I think especially shown in this episode, like stuff that sometimes they do address and sometimes they don't address. Like they do address it when it's like Joker realizing he needs a permit for something and being like, I'm trying not to let the city know that I actually have like a super duper evil underground villain basement because I am the villain of the city. The police want to arrest me. I'm a dangerous criminal and things. So I'm trying not to let people know where I live. And then the other side that they don't address is literally the Legion of Doom being invited to a teenage boys bar mitzvah where kids are present, like inviting known super criminals that have been known to kill people to a party with a bunch of kids just because the Penguin's son is having his bar mitzvah. So that kind of thing where like they don't directly address the actual reality of that, but then that's what makes it fun, like seeing those kind of characters, seeing those kinds of characters in that kind of environment. Like you'd expect them to just go nuts and try to start killing everybody, but the Penguin is like a co-worker to them, so it's like they're attending out of like professional courtesy and stuff, and Bane is just there for the food, but then Joker had to steal that from him. So like that kind of that kind of self-awareness is it's balanced in a way that they address it when it's necessary, but on the other hand, they actually make it somewhat blatantly obvious where you're aware of it, but the fact that they don't address it makes it even funnier. Like this is just like a normal, like in this universe, in this version of their stories, it just makes sense, and it's just like what you'd expect from them. Like it's just like another day at work. Like they're all just going out to a party with their co-workers and everything, and the next day they wake up and hatch up another evil plan to kill a bunch of people and get out of Batman's grips again. So yeah, it's really fun. It's a really really fun show. So yeah, I mean, Harley's initial plan was to rob the Gotham Mint without realizing that the Gotham Mint, was actually the target for Joshua's first kind of, improv kind of bank heist, kind of money heist and everything. So she thought doing all the things that were ridiculously dangerous and explicitly high risk would be the one thing that, would actually gain her respect from the Legion of Doom, more so than they had for Joker. So that didn't really go too well. But yeah, now she is going to go forth and try and just try and go to them directly and actually try out like a sales pitch or two, see what they think. And then I think it's probably just going to be like, being like, okay, so sales pitch probably won't be enough. How about we actually do like a heist together? I show you how I lead, how I, command a team and treat you like actual people, treat you like actual criminals and like my criminal equals. And I'll show you how much better I am than Joker, how much better me and my girl Ivy are than Joker. I loved Harley and Ivy in this episode. I loved them. Like they they are just another great example of relationship goals. Like, you know, like Harley, like Ivy coming down, like sending Kite Man crashing through the window, and then coming down on like a massive thick vine herself, and then using the vines to overcrowd and overpower Joker himself, and just using all these, like, you know, just tag teaming the Legion of Doom with Ivy, with Harley too. Like, you know, she is amazing. Ivy is amazing. Ivy is just amazing. She is the ultimate girlfriend, and I can't wait to see where they go with her and Harley. I really can't wait to see that. And you know, so far they've kind of established like a well solidified and kind of mutually kind of respected and kind of beloved kind of, you know, friendship as a whole between them. So, you know, so far it's like, you know, they are like girlfriends as of so far. They are girlfriends in like a more platonic sense, but you can tell, you know, they do kind of have that level of care and respect and kind of, you know, fondness for each other, where, you know, down the line they could become they could actually, you know, establish like an actual romantic relationship, and it would be believable. It would be very, very believable, and you know, I for one would love it. I would love it. So, you know, it's a very interesting path to see them go down, and I really kind of look forward to see how they develop that too. So, yeah. But yeah, I think we have to talk about Kite Man. We have I don't know if we have much of a choice except to talk about Kite Man. Kite Man is the kind of guy that, you know, even in our real world, like guys like that exist, and they don't need silly freaking costumes or stupid basic simplistic powers or anything like that. Like, you know, guys like him, like he literally thought going to her place to collect an antidote was some kind of line. Like, despite having literally spiked the punch bowls with Ivy's pheromones and everything, despite knowing that was what was happening, and, you know, Ivy explaining it to him, he still somehow reached the conclusion that, you know, her taking him back to her place to look for the antidotes was just some kind of pickup line. And then he naked manned her. I think without naked manning her, I couldn't really see much because my hand was still in the way. I was that afraid, knowing how mature this show was already, I was not going to risk, you know, just trusting the show not to show me the full nude form of Kite Man himself. But, you know, I wasn't going to risk that. So, but he was actually under the covers, but still somewhat semi-naked manning her. So, yeah, he actually pulled that shit. But yeah, I mean, I think I appreciate how kind of calm, like I kind of respect how calm she was in that kind of instance. Like she didn't really fully expect that, but she wasn't really surprised given how forward Kite Man was anyway. Like even before, like given how kind of, you know, persistent he was with her, she wasn't really too surprised, but she also didn't really expect it. But she didn't, you know, she kind of made it clear and stuff. And I mean, it's Ivy. Like she literally brought him back to her domain, so she had the power. Like if she wanted to, and if she actually, you know, considered him as an actual viable threat, she could have killed him without a second thought. So she had control. But the fact that he actually went there, the fact that he actually still thought antidote, despite what he did, the fact that he thought antidote was a pickup line and that she wanted to have sex with him, the fact that he even thought any of it was a date, like I don't know what kind of date. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of date you have where you look for an antidote to stop some kids from turning into plants and fucking dying. But apparently where he comes from, that's an actual, you know, valid option for a date. And then, I mean, she made a good point where the whole, like, flying over the city on a kite thing was kind of cool. Like, not even specifically on the kite, but just kind of soaring over the city and, you know, experiencing that kind of thrill and rush was kind of cool. And especially when neither of them are really talking. But Kite Man himself, you know, personality-wise, he's just a alpha douche nozzle. But I mean, it's debatable whether that, you could call him that, but then that times 10, along with a bunch of other curse words and other kind of, you know, negative adjectives, would just be assigned to Joker. But yeah, I mean, Kite Man, he's that kind of guy. I think he's just like a nice guy with like a nice guy, but with, I think, does he have any power? I don't think he has any powers. He's literally just like a guy with a massive kite. You know, that in this episode alone, he routinely used to just injure the kids. I lost count of the kids he sent flying back into punch bowls and into food tables. He's using his kite. Like, he opened up his kite, and as soon as he does, Like, can he not feel it? Can he not feel the pressure of sending a child flying back into a punch bowl after opening his cup? Can he not hear them scream? Or, I mean, it was very, very quick and it was very, very kind of swift, but still, like, opening a kite indoors, like, like, indoors is not where you use kites or even activate them in any way. There's no wind indoors, there's air, but there's no actual wind unless you open the windows, but even then that's not sufficient. So, he's just that guy. He's really just that guy. He shows off. He, misreads signals. He did admit to it. He did admit to actually misreading the whole situation. Then I think he apologized for it. I was too busy. It was at that point I was too busy pondering over the kind of the identity of the voice actor playing Scarecrow. But I think I did kind of read the titles and see that he did admit to misreading the situation. So I assume following that he did actually apologize for what happened. But yeah, Kite Man, he's just, I don't know. I have a feeling we're gonna unfortunately see. I mean, he's not a character I hate. He's just a character who just seems really, really kind of dickish and just full of himself. He seems like that kind of character. So he's not exactly terrible, but he's still. I mean, to be honest, I'd much rather see him than Joker. I would much rather see him than Joker, but I feel like we have no choice but to see them both anyway going forward. So, yeah. But yeah, it was a super, super fun episode. A lot of funny moments as per usual. And the way they go forth with these characters, I really want to see more of the Legion of Doom, and especially now knowing that Rahul Kohli voices Scarecrow, I want to see more of him. I want to see more of Rahul and see how he does in this world. I don't know how heavily featured he is in this, because again, the Legion is a team, so they have other members than other actors they want to give a bit of a spotlight to as well. But I want to see how he does, and I think this is probably even more incentive on 1 to start Blind Manor even sooner, and also 2 to actually continue and pick back up where I left off on iZombie. So I will be doing both of those things as soon as humanly possible. But yeah, that was Kite Man. And yeah, I think the kids were basically typical teenagers in this, and I think especially given that they were all boys, they were basically typical kind of teenage boys. Like they, just spreading stories about having engaged in various forms of sexual activity or having done mature, adulty, manly kind of stuff. And I think my favorite part of that was actually Harley turning that around on them, using their own kind of toxic masculinity to actually defeat the child and stop him from firing any bullets. Like being like, if you've never even finger blasted a girl, how can you expect to kill one? How can you expect to kill anyone when you haven't finger blasted her? Like that being her final kind of killing shot line is what got me. And then at the very end, I think it was actually like a whole other group of boys that that Kite Man infused with the pheromones. And they were already halfway down into trees, and yeah, got my pen again. I think it was literally just for the sake of comedy. It was for the sake of comedy that they actually did that, and like kind of plot convenience mixed in with comedy. But yeah, I mean, she said the antidote would only work if it was transferred from saliva to saliva. So it didn't have to be a kiss. She could have gotten individual swabs, placed them one at a time in her mouth, and then dipped into the antidote and then put it that way. It had to be saliva to saliva. It never said lips to lips or tongue to tongue. And I mean, there clearly wasn't any tongue, but I mean, I sincerely hope not. But it never said it had to be a kiss. It said in like saliva transference. So again, I mean, it's for the sake of comedy that they made her actually kiss underage boys. Jesus, they made her kiss underage boys. Okay, yeah, and even that one kid just grabbed like a mini branch to be like, oh, I'm still part of human. You got to kiss me again, otherwise I'll stay a tree forever. Like, fine, fuck off and be a fucking human Groot hybrid then. See if I care. I already kissed you once. That was bad enough. But yeah, I mean, I get it was just for the sake of comedy, but still, it was possible. It's definitely possible. Like it said, saliva interaction, so they could have got like a swab. And then, obviously can't use the same swab more than once, but, get like individual swabs and then, get the saliva, then dip it in the antidote, and then put it in their mouths and then just send them, you know, back to the basements they crawled out of. But yeah, that happened. So yeah, I don't know if we got more stuff like that on the way. I don't know if we got more scenes, or you know, I hope not. Again, not exactly. I mean, it serves some comedic value, but overall there is a somewhat disturbing element behind it. I think they're poking fun of it and not actively encouraging that, you know, women go out and, you know, make out with underage boys. That's clearly not what they're encouraging, but it is actually poking fun at that kind of concept. So yeah, fun stuff. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from this one. It was a cool one. It was a great kind of continuation from Harley having broken up with Joker, but also kind of, you know, showing how Joker is not just obsessive. Like, Joker is not just abusive. He's also obsessive. He doesn't really let go that easily. And the one thing he never does, because otherwise he would have, you know, lost to Batman years ago, is that he never accepts defeat. So that includes, you know, accepting defeat at the hands of admitting that, you know, he was dumped by his former sidekick, by his former girlfriend. So yeah, but yeah, that is pretty much all I've got. So let me know what you guys thought, and what your thoughts are on the coming episodes, and what you think of the show so far. Not too far in, admittedly, but it's still going well. It's still going well, and it's still going at like a fun little pace. So yeah, that was Harley Quinn Season 1, Episode 2. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on Harley Quinn. Once again, the full-length reaction for this episode will be over on Patreon, so you can go catch that one over there. And yeah, that is it. So I will see you guys next time.